Welcome back to the channel. This is ASAS Pixel Studio. So let's go into Capture One and let me show you how to use the color wheel in color grading. Let's get started. Well, from the image we have, if we observe, we start with the skin tones because the highlights and the midtones are having different saturation, and from the look of things the midtones is looking more saturated than the highlights. So you can see the highlights over here, and in the histogram you're going to see that that's the place. Okay, so now we're going to make a selection of the highlight and make it match in saturation with the midtones and the darker side. So let's start with that by grabbing a new empty layer and then picking the magic brush tool. With just one touch, I'm going to make the brush smaller, and I'm going to select from the neck where it's looking less saturated. So I'm going to select this side, and we can hit M on the keyboard. You can see the selection has been made. The highlight selection of the highlight has been selected. So from the look of things, we can actually add more of this selection, and like that. So now I'm going to remove the highs from it. So let's grab the brush, eraser brush tool, and let's erase it from the highs and erase it from the highs as well, and also from the lips if any is present there. And now we can hit M on the keyboard to hide the marks. So let's locate the color editor, and with that I'm going to use the sampler tool just because I want the saturation to look more like the other saturated parts, midtones. I'm going to select the midtones as a sample, so like that, and I'm going to come back. Let's zoom out and then go to the uniformity tab. I'm going to increase the saturation and not the hue this time. So let's increase the saturation till the saturation of the both midtones and highlights are the same. So we can take it all the way up, and let's quickly see before and after, so you can see the difference. Now if you don't get a lot of saturation from it, you can actually use the one above and just take it forward till you have something good. So before and then after. So something I like doing also is to use the lightness, and the lightness makes the dark and the midtones the same. So just take up the lightness a little and take this up a little to brighten up the skin tones more. So before and after. Okay, so now we've done a little adjustment. We can go ahead and grab another layer. So grab another layer, empty layer this time around, new fill layer I mean. Now we want to check the histogram. You see the histogram, the red in the image is more than the other blue and green. So we're going to use the white balance tool to balance that. So just a little bit, just grab the sampler tool, and I'm going to choose where it needs to be white. For example, the height, I'm going to select that, and we have very yellow image. So I'm undo that. I don't want it too much. I'm going to use the teeth this time. Yeah, so just a little adjustment, and you can see the before and then the after. All right, so this look amazing. Now I'm going to grab another empty channel, empty adjustment layer, and let's grab the brush, magic brush tool, and I'm going to select the skin tones. I want to make all even. So hit M and make sure all the skin tones is selected. You can as well use the brush tool and remove it from the places you don't want. So I'm going to remove it from this side and the lips and the eyes, just like that, and this other highs as well. Now hit M on the keyboard to hide the marks, and where do we need to go? We need to go to the color editor under skin tones. I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm going to hit the brighter side of the highlight so as to make the skin pop. I'm going to increase the hue to about 50%, and then I'm going to increase the saturation to also about let's say 70%, and we can increase the lightness to about 20% to make it more brighter and make the skin tones stand out. So here under the amount, I'm going to take it backwards the hue, so to bring back the reddish kind of skin, just like that. And then I'm going to increase the saturation a little bit to get more saturation from the skin. so not too much. And then let's leave the highlight. So let's see before and after. Before and after. So if too much, you can decrease the opacity of it, and let's just decrease the opacity, take it downwards something like 80% till we start feeling the realistic feel. Okay, so that's okay. Now what we need to do is to work with the background. From the color wheel, we can find out from this one, let's use this one, that we have a little red, 20%, or just less than 20% red on the lips. We also have this color on the background, and we have this one that looks like purple. So I would like to use the analogous complementary type of color grading. So I'm going to grab a new empty layer. Let's turn up the before and after, and this time around I'm going to select the cloth. Let's select the cloth. So this color grading, hit M on the keyboard and select more of the cloth like that. Okay, so I'm going to name this cloth CLOTH, cloth. Hit enter. This is skin, right? SKIN. And this is white balance, WHITEBALANCE, white balance. So let's start with the clothes, and now I'm gonna hit M, grab these two and select the sample of the cloth. Let's pick where the color is. So we have this purple feel, so meaning if we actually want to color grade the background, we need something like yellow and green, but because we have a little touch of red, we are going to use the analogous complementary, so we need kind of blue feel. So let's extend this upwards and bring this like this and take this somewhere around here, so it won't show until you increase the hue. So once you increase the hue, the color is going to change. So you can see how the color changes. Now I'm just going to take it forward till I find a very good place to leave it. So I'm going to leave it somewhere around there. Now we can make another layer, and this one we're going to select the background. So just grab the max tool and select the background. So hit M on the keyboard to show where it's selected. You can see where it's selected. I want to erase it from this side, so just grab the eraser tool and erase the mask from this other side. Okay, so hit M on the keyboard. That's the only place we have. I'm going to name right background, and hit enter. And now we're going to sample the background and then increase the uniformity of it, and we can make this wheel bigger. So since we have red there, we need to change the color. Remember, we're actually using the analogous complementary, so let's take it forward and we can make it green. We can make it different color. So let's just, I want to use this red, the red tone. So let's just leave it like that, somewhere red, and let's take it towards the green. So we have that one. I'm going to grab another one, the new empty layer again, and you can see the green is on our cloth. So let's remove it with the brush tool. I'm going to zoom in, make it smaller, and I'm going to remove it from that side. Make it small and remove it from ahead and here. Okay, so since we have it out of those places, now we can proceed. Okay, so now let's proceed. I'm going to grab another one, like I said, and use the magic brush to select this background right here. I'm going to make a selection of it. So hit M on the keyboard. Now the selection has been made. Okay, so we have some selection on the high, so I'm still going to remove that as well. So let's zoom in and remove that selection from this place. Sorry, Control Z, Control Z. Grab the eraser to remove. All right, like I said, let's make a selection. I make a selection of the other background, and I want to remove all this. I don't know what happened to the other layer. It won't just delete. So Control Z. Trying to remove. Okay, so let's say that's what we have for the now, and hit M on the keyboard. So we have this one also, which don't want to delete. I don't know why. See, so hitting M, I'm gonna just turn it off. So we have this one, and then we're gonna take the sample tool and just sample the background and look up for the color we have and make this wheel bigger. So like I said, because the skin is red, we need something different. Let's increase the hue and then look for a very good background for us. We have green, so it needs something like teal green for it to look better, like that. And that for that, this one the right background and this is the left background. So let's balance the right background. We already have that. We can use this one a little bit, bring it down a little bit, like that. All right, so if that's the case, let's see what next we need to do. Now we can create another layer. This for the left background. Let's create a new fill layer. I'm just going to grab a new fill layer, go to the color balance, and then let's start with the mid. The mid I'm going to use, make it this color, yeah, so something like that. And then I'm going to make this other one, make it look, let's use the complementary analogous and decrease it a bit, so we have this warm feel. All right, so let's see our before and after. So this is our before, and then this is our after. This is our before, and then this is our after. We can make the face look more brighter by just, you know, grabbing a new empty layer, and then just grab the brush tool and make it bigger. And I'm gonna paint on our face and some part of our body. So hit M. All right, and add displays to it, and here. So we're just gonna increase the brightness a little bit. Just take up the highlight and hit M to hide it. Let's bring up the highlight and bring up the white, so we can give it some go to the exposure, just brighten things up, and a little bit of saturation from it. All right, so that's how to color grade in Capture One, before and after.